I've just uncovered a crazy strategy that has helped many traders turn $50, $30, even $20 into hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars in the span of a few months. And in this video, I'll be leaking the full strategy so you can start becoming profitable today. Just a note before we start, this is not a foolproof strategy, but many traders have constantly stayed profitable using this simple strategy. First of all, you want to be trading on the best platform out there. So I've linked Axiom in the description below. You can just sign up to their platform, and if you use my link, you can save 10% off fees. Axiom is the best platform out there, having the fastest fills and the cleanest interface. So once you sign up, you will be presented with this screen. This is called the meme scope, and it's where money is to be made. But you have to be spending hours daily, as you're going against traders that have been doing this for months, if not years, every single day. And for beginners, I recommend spending a few hours every day on Twitter, learning about crypto and meme coins and what's happening in the space. I also have my own Telegram channel where I give daily calls on possible runners. We've had some crazy returns these past few weeks, so you can join that up in the link in bio. It's absolutely free, and I've drastically helped many beginners in their journey through meme coins. So I'm sure you've seen clips of people making tens of thousands of dollars sniping coins in the new pairs section, but trust me, this is where most money is lost. As a beginner, you should be focusing on coins mainly in the migrated section and sometimes in the final stretch. This is as these two sections don't really grow your intuition, but this section really does. It helps you get an idea of the market, see what type of coins have ran, and this helps you do your research and understand why these coins ran so you can learn for the future. Also, lots of you have asked about my filters and all these tabs. I don't really use filters in any of these. However, I sometimes have filters on migrated. So for a beginner, I'd suggest setting the minimum market cap to around 30,000. So there aren't any dead tokens in this area and your setup is much cleaner. Also for complete beginners, if I look at this coin, for example, you can tell this is a clear rug as it dumps really quickly and then for some reason pumps up to 130k in minutes. So this is all just fake volume. So you should for sure avoid these types of coins. So this strategy is focused on buying these coins right when they migrate. So for example, if you look at this coin and we go onto the 1 minute time frame, we can see right when it migrated around this range, it kept pumping, and this would have been a good entry and you could have made a 3x on such an easy coin. But obviously you need to do your research when looking at these coins to check out their social media, their YouTube, search it up, understanding the narrative of the coin and what the coin is actually about, so you can gain a stronger understanding of what runs in this market and what's the current meta. And after perfecting the strategy of the migrated tab and building up your port, you can slowly start moving to final stretch and new pairs. However, for beginners, when trading new pairs, I recommend only looking for Twitter plays and scalping those coins immediately, but it's a very high risk, high reward, so I wouldn't really recommend this for beginners. And using the strategy of trading migrated coins allows you to gain a better understanding and do some actual research on these coins and why they ran, instead of trading on the new pairs where coins are created literally every few seconds and you have little to no time to research them. Also for this strategy, when trading migrated coins, you should look for coins based on trending memes with a cult behind it. For example, a coin called XBT, which is currently at 9.5 million, ran up to around 32 million if you look here, and you can see it had an initial pump, then dipped a bit. Then although this is a bit late, it would have been a good time to buy and you could have got a nice 3x. Although this isn't really a cult coin, it isn't really based on a meme or a trending meme, but it had a goal. So if you look at the Twitter page here, the banner says 1 XBT equals 1 Bitcoin. So they have a set idea, a final goal where each coin is worth 100k, but you would probably never buy around this stage where this is just the early pump, as obviously it's going to dip down. So you would wait for around a 50 to 60% dip, and this would be a good time to buy. Although it's pretty high in market cap, the upside is still a decent amount for beginners. Also, if I look at the 3 minute time frame, you can see here the coin had an initial pump up until 2.2 million, then had a small dip, but it created a higher low. So this would be a great buy point, then pumped again up until 8 million, then created another higher low. So here, if I draw this, it created an area of support down here. This would be a great buying place, and created a higher high and then a higher low. So here, an area of resistance. So you'd probably wait for an entry around here, and if it breaks within this resistance, you could see the coin continue running up until very high market caps. This coin, for example, did that and then consolidated for a bit and then had a huge pump onto the upside. So you can see this trend creates higher highs and higher lows and fits into this wedge type of check ready to break out. So this strategy has clearly been helpful in catching runners recently and has really helped many beginners gain an understanding of how this market works and what type of coins you should be buying and what coins you should avoid. Additionally, if we look at this coin right here, Squishy, you can see that it had a bit of a dip after migration, but is slowly recovering. And if we have a look at this TikTok, we can see it's a pretty viral video with 36 million likes and a lot of engagement. And with a very high number of views, this has the potential to continue running. But the thing is, if you look here, this coin has been done before with the exact same name, so might not do as well as you might think. So you always have to do your research. For example, if you're scrolling here and you saw this coin on the migrated tab, you can see, oh, this is a clear rug, but maybe you are still here. This is obviously a rug still, but you would check the Twitter account. You could see this has nothing to do with the coin. You could check the website. Again, has nothing to do with the coin. So you would obviously ignore this coin and move on to the next. Also, when using the strategy, you shouldn't be buying every coin that appears on the migrated tab, but you should look for something you like and you should look for an entry. For example, this coin, if I go into the 1 minute time frame, you can see right when it bonded, it ran up to around 165,000. You wouldn't want to be buying right after migration. You should wait for a dip after migration, which was around a 60% dip. And at this stage, you should be buying and holding for maybe the next run where you can make a couple X's. Also, for beginners, I recommend not full porting and only putting 10 to 5% of your port, so you don't waste your port on one coin and end up questioning yourself why you lost so much off one coin. Being rich is a process and it won't come from one coin. Especially with this strategy, you should build up your port and eventually you'll be able to ape in larger sizes and in turn profit more. Another thing I'd like to mention to revenge traders and all traders in general is that you should never revenge trade. So if you took a loss on a coin, for example, and you bought up here and you sold up here and lost 5 SOL, you shouldn't go on to the next coin and straight away buy this here, as you probably will lose some, as you're just hoping to make your money back without doing any research or really understanding the coin. So this is a great strategy for beginners, and I really recommend you understand the strategy and possibly test it out. Trust me, your time will come. You just have to stay disciplined and move from one coin to the next. There's always going to be a runner and there's always going to be the opportunity to make money. You just need to be there and never FOMO in. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something new from this and I wish you the best on your trading journey. If you gained something from this video, I'd really appreciate it if you like and subscribe, as it helps me make more and more videos like this. And like always, I'll see you in the next video.